Hey there, Kelly Mank, Executive Director of BNI Maine. So last week I was mowing the lawn, and that's when I always jump onto Business Builder and I let the podcast run, or I'm listening to a book of some sort. And I got on a podcast called The Butterfly Effect. It's one of Dr. Ivan Misner's podcasts. And it kind of hit home with me a little bit. And I thought it would make a great tip video for this week. So if you're not familiar with the butterfly effect, it is basically a theory that says how one small action or one small occurrence can lead to a much larger or complex occurrence or set of systems. And it got me thinking on how does that relate to business? How do we bring that back, and how has it affected, me personally? And it got me thinking all the way back to, my beginning with BNI back in 2007, and being asked to visit a startup chapter in Wyndham, and me avoiding it like anything, and not being excited about going to my very first meeting. So, but it goes back to, if that person didn't invite me and then invite me and then invite me again and again, and didn't really push me out of my comfort zone, and I didn't ask Niels to come watch the phones that day when it was me, myself, and I in my office, or if I didn't go to that first meeting, like, where would my business be today? And I have a lot of thankful feelings for, obviously, that person who initially invited me. But then I even got, thinking further about it, where those first few referrals that I received in my very first chapter, and where are they today? Are they still clients? Do I still talk to them? Many of them I do, which is really exciting, actually. Or even thinking about, like, I met my attorney or my accountant, people who I still work with today, through the simple effect of, being invited to a BNI chapter, pushed outside of my comfort zone, joining a BNI chapter, and everything, all the relationships that have come from that. Then I actually look at it from some of my biggest clients and who we do business with, and who some of our biggest vendors are, all had come from something much smaller. And whether it was a favor that I did for someone, or a favor somebody did for me, or it was just a quick connection, or, making an appearance on a podcast, or doing a quick speaking visit, like, no matter what it was something very small that has now turned into relationships and clients, and things I can't replace in today's world. So I got off the lawnmower and I'm sitting there and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm writing down some information. And it got me actually looking around my house and at the things that my kids do and wear and say, and where we spend our time and who we spend our time with. And it got me thinking, if it wasn't for certain very small and what at the time seemed indifferent actions, so many of the things in our lives, like, wouldn't exist, right? So if we made one different decision, where would that bring us to today? And it really got me thinking about receiving that one small referral that maybe you don't want to take on, but it's something that you never know what it could turn into. You never know who knows who. Or being asked to do a favor for someone. Again, you never know what that could turn into. So it was just a really great podcast. It got me thinking. It's all the feel good stuff. So I will put it in the notes of this video. If you want to check it out, it is called Butterfly Effect. It is on Business Builder. It's by Dr. Ivan Misner. And he has a really great story on how one small thing got him onto, like, this cool private island with a billionaire. Like, it's just insane, how something so small turns into something so big. And sometimes we even forget to go back and really think about the why, and really think about the how I got here. So I know this is a little different of a tip this week, but it was super feel good, and I wanted to share. And I hope that you take the time to kind of listen to the podcast and kind of think of that for yourself. Like, what are those small decisions or those small things that you did to maybe hit some of the goals, or reach some of the levels of success that you've reached, and what got you here today. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys had an absolutely amazing weekend, and happy networking.